friends, fiends. Whoa! Sure are a lot of Arakokra in this tavern. Guess you weren't kidding when you said it was bird night. Ooh! Setting aside some personal fears for my safety, let's get to the storytelling, shall we? We've got Bonham making his move against Taslinn and Nax, Yusuf narrowly avoiding getting sent back to Kenia, and Fetter in the middle of it all. And then there was this big bada boom. So why don't we start there and see where things take us in these demon days?
It's a messy spell that is a
that's fine.
delayed.
I'm just gonna die. That's cool.
Wait, is it going at the balcony you're in? I thought it was dropping on the one he was in.
No,
He's gonna
No.
He's gonna hurt himself.
Self-immolate.
no, it's our balcony.
Woof.
All right, come on. Let's
right.
go, John.
All right, as long as they're cool, because I
I mean, it's a reflex save, so.
Yeah, but even a reflex save just halves the damage. It doesn't negate it.
So I had like 3 really fun things to do, and all of them now are just like, nope.
56 fire damage, but I think now I need to look something up because I feel like there's a save involved. Let's just see what's at stake here. I gotta pull it up. Dexterity saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
So you still have the ability to do a dex saving throw. Both you and Nax would need to. Oh. Well, hold on.
I rolled a 1,
Okay.
so that's a 3.
And Nax normally has a high roll, but he rolled a 2 raw. So he didn't save either. You both take 56 fire damage as the balcony explodes into flame. And structurally shifts but doesn't collapse.
Oh, fire damage, you take half, so that's good. 56, so 28. Woof.
And
Damn it! And I was trying to, not have another set of clothing burn off me.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm sorry, I have it out for every one of your outfits.
You've gotta get some flame retardant clothes.
Let's just say that we made it flame retardant.
just some magical,
Let's just.
some +1 to
Weirdly
flame
enough,
retardant.
This is gorgeous. What's it made out of? Fiberglass.
Yeah. There's some thing at work with this fabric that's so fey and just pervious to fire. But that was, because the spell broke, it exploded earlier than he intended. Bring us to Fetter. Finally. Sorry. We have skipped you, gone to you, gone back to you. What you did was so successful that it hurt you.
Well, creating chaos. It's part of my job.
All right, well, shit. All right, I'm
Hopefully
keeping...
Nax has higher hit points than I do because.
So before all the shenanigans, depending on how it gets all put back together, I am going to roll. I'm going to keep that insightful fighting roll.
Yeah, you still, nothing changes so far for what you got out of that.
Fuck.
That also means Shenzo goes away.
Fuck. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
You didn't save against it, though?
Did you roll for shins?
I did not, but let's
Because the
see.
success is half.
Yeah, but his hit points is 22.
Yeah, he's gone either way.
He did roll a nat 20, but even still, he's still gone.
Okay, yeah.
Unless you want to be like, he manages to completely get out of the balcony area.
Maybe.
On a nat
nat
20,
20?
sure, yeah. He manages to
Just
go
running
towards the
a
hallway.
Nautilus pattern down the hallway.
Right. All right. So, I am going to hold my action to attack. I'm just going to do what I was going to do beforehand, because I was going to try to interrupt whatever he was doing. I'm still going to try to just fuck with him, because this is too fun not to do. I just sowing confusion.
Yeah, one way or another, that was going to happen.
It was going to happen,
regardless.
Yeah. So, Parseval steps out. And again, I'm holding my action to attack if he makes aggressive movement towards me.
Right.
And go, Bonham, I come with ill tidings. I apologize for the interruption, but your brother is dead. My agents just found him in the Mortberg destroyed. We've heard tell that those responsible are still there. If you go now, you could probably catch them.
Interesting. Roll a deception.
Yeah. Oh, that's a 19 on the die. So that is deception is a 26.
Interesting. You both roll in high numbers. Let's see how that goes. And you're holding your action in case he attacks.
If he attacks towards me,
Okay.
then I'm gonna retaliate in kind.
His turn is next, and he looks back at you, perturbed. Then it is what it is, and he's going to cast Dimension Door.
No! Fuck.
And something to keep in mind: I forgot to roll concentration on darkness. I think darkness is a concentration.
It is.
So let's see if Nax keeps it. Nope.
Dimension Door you can counterspell.
As he turns basically to Feder, like whatever, and does that to get to the burning box seat, which I.
Oh, he's dimension door over to me. Okay. Over to us. Got it.
Well, I said to me and not my friends. I should have said me and my friends. Okay, fine. Blah, 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 blah.
And he gets on the other side of Nax, and
Oh boy.
has eyes on him. Bringing us to the only one left on the potential stage, Aphrodite. She will.
If she's there, I will just say, you should choose carefully what you're about to do.
She sneers. Oh, we have. And on herself, she casts Fire Shield. And you see a thin red vaporous flame surround her body and her shape. And her hair kind of doesn't ignite so much as like lift with it. And she still sneers in your direction, but that is her action. Does she have any bonuses? No. Which then brings us to the Cania Knight.
That's still alive.
Yes. And seeing she with that blast, that suicide blast that Slinker did, she pulls back and isn't staggered so much, but is surprised, sort of, like, oh, this was a bit soon. But she will. Let's see, the saves haven't been working. She's going to come on in for an attack. She's going to pull out her maul, and oh, it still uses it anyway. Okay, she's going to make 2 attacks against you, Yusuf. What is your new AC?
It's only 13.
So 26 for one and 11 for the other. So 1 hits.
Okay.
For 10 bludgeoning damage, and then 10 radiant damage beside. And go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw as well, because you notice that she's in putting something into this attack, some holy energy. We'll see if it works. These saving throws didn't seem to work before, but you never know.
Oof. Double sevens, only 15.
15? Just saves 6. You take 6 radiant damage, and your vision, there's brightness in your eyes as if this could have blinded you temporarily. There's like kind of spots that you're seeing in your eyes. And that is really all she has. That brings us to Yusuf. Yeah, it had been just 2 swings. One went wild, missed. But the other one had hit with some holy power behind it.
Okay. Is a 19 hitter?
19 just hits her.
Okay. And the 23 does as well.
Roll all that dice. Yes.
Oh my god.
And we're going to smite as well.
Oh god.
Oh yes. Trading blows here.
Yeah. These are 1s and 2s. So those get re-rolled. All right. Okay, so the first hit is 10, 29. Let's see. Burn another 3rd level slot for the smite on the first one. Woof. Okay, so the first hit is 59 points of damage.
15. Okay, wow.
And the second hit is
Missed opportunity. Should have been 69.
You hitting for a lot.
sorry, add 5 to that first one. I didn't put the strength damage in. And then the second hit is 59 points of damage.
59 points of damage. You crack her good and hard on the head. And actually, if you want to describe how you completely obliterate her with the 2 attacks.
Oh my god.
Go ahead.
Did you just like wait, did you just like 2-hit take out both?
Oh, this is another when he
Just-
sliced the Rakshasha in half.
Yeah. Just like
that was 2 nat 20s.
Both
That will
Kania.
never. I can't remember how many points of damage that was. It was a stupid amount.
150.
Oh my god, yeah.
It was 150.
She comes in and she hits with the hammer with that second hit, and he also, even though he's not wearing armor, steps in and takes the blow so that he can turn and spin and snicker snacks her in half. The first one cuts deep into her chest, and the second one comes back and cuts her throat, and it's 2 parallel lines as she falls and just starts to fall away back into.
Do we
The
have
Nine Hells.
like a situation like from Underworld where like there's a moment of surprise before the split happens?
She didn't
Yes.
have time. So, and as that happens, she has a look of surprise. And as that happens, he says, "You go home." And she falls out.
Nice.
And then he's going to take a look at, if he can, what's happening anywhere else right now, since this place erupted into green flame, and he heard there was another explosion of regular flame
Yes.
across the way. So he probably can't take a perception check right now, but that's what he's going to be doing next round to try and figure out what the hell is going on.
Okay. You are temporarily clear of danger, and oddly enough, probably this round fee will reach you. In fact, might have just reached you. It'll time out about that. So she is just arriving to see this.
Actually, as my bonus action, he puts the sword back into the glove
Okay.
before anybody shows up.
Okay. So she doesn't actually see the. She doesn't actually see the sword as she arrives. For the first time, taking his legendary action, Nax will turn immediately towards Bonham and make an attack against him. He'll pull a rapier out and and that is. Oh yeah. That's a plus 14 to hit him. He'll go in like Taslinn. Maybe he hasn't done this around you too much, or at least shown himself under duress. Mm-hmm. But he moves fast, and immediately, as soon as Bonham got there, he has now decided to engage in his own bit of legendary action, and he goes in to attack and successfully hits Bonham for not much, but 13. And it is a good stab wound, but there is almost no reaction from Bonham, who in turn, before your turn, well, no, in response. So they've realized what they can do, so they've stacked it. Bonham is going to reach out and try to touch him, to paralyze him. And he attempts to do paralyzing touch on him to make him still. It's like, this will stop.
I will actually use
That's-
counterspell on that.
It is a melee spell attack, so yes. Yeah.
Let's see, hold on. Is it what level spell is it? Is it 3rd level or lower?
Excuse me, it doesn't say. So, given that it's just a basic action, I would say yes, it would counterspell it.
Okay, so then yeah, he would touch Nax and nothing would happen.
And his eyes flit to you and back. bringing us to Nax, who's going to, before your turn, you're next on the docket. He's going to do multi-attack on Bonham and try to just get as many blows in as he can. He goes rapier. That is 3 attacks. One misses, 2 hits. Yeah, and they're good hits, but they're hitting and they're doing damage, but he's not reacting in the way that others have reacted.
Mm-hmm.
The flesh is just making sticky noises, and his face is intent on Nax. Bringing us to your turn.
You know what? Just because I wanna test this assumption here, I'll kind of briefly to Nax just kind of be like old times, huh? And I'll pull Cass from the sheath, shing, you know. And as I do that, I'm going to cast Green Flame Blade on it, which gives me a weapon attack. And I'm going to move around to Bonham, and I will basically double-hand it to attack him.
Okay.
That is a 19 on the die, which means I get to crit him.
Nice.
Sword coughs. Tastes like ash. Oh, man.
So that will be 25 or 21 slashing damage. But then
I think we're about to find out if my theory is correct.
it'll be 8 fire damage that jumps from the sword onto him.
Okay.
And as the sword cuts into him and I swing free him, I just kind of look him directly in the eye and go, "You know, I killed you in Wartburg, or one of you."
Babe, can you do me a favor and read the top description? The whole couple
yes.
of sentences right there.
Oh, Sword
For
of Cass
John.
is magic.
Keep
Oh,
going.
and I get a +3 bonus attack. That's right, with
Keep going.
damage, so that makes it a 25.
Because I have a question, and you reading this might answer it.
Deals an extra 2d10 slashing damage to undead.
What is your question?
I think he's trying to figure out whether I add the extra 2d10.
To undead.
Is Bonham undead? Do I get that extra damage?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay.
Thought so. This motherfucker.
And that is your turn, as flames are starting to engulf the place.
So he'll get an extra 18 points of damage.
Not bad.
So that is 43 points of slashing damage and 8 points of fire damage.
Got it. And then at the end of your...
So I would be up in between the couch and the... No, other way. Yeah, I'd be there.
Okay. So you do a lot of damage. And he looks at you directly and is going to use his last legendary for this round at you.
Oh boy. I already used
And you,
my...
and you see frost form at the tips of his fingers.
Yeah.
And he's going to ray at frost you.
Oh.
And that is a ranged spell attack. What do we got here? 22 to hit.
Oh, God. Yeah, I already used my reaction. Fuck. Yep, it hits me. I'll try and, turn my body to, as I see it coming, turn my body, but it's still not gonna...
12 damage, frost damage. It does put out some of the singeing in your area.
Yeah, and I'll just, I'll have a moment of, ow on my face from the side that's turned away from him, but then on the side that's turned towards him, I'll just kind of, brush off the ice.
Nice.
And then over my shoulder, call to Shenzo.
Wasn't Shenzo?
He ran.
Oh,
Yeah, he
into
would be in the
corridor.
hallway,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's what we decided since
Oh,
he rolled
okay.
a nat 20.
Oh, okay.
which by now brings us to the top of the round.
Well, but then Shenzo is actually going to go.
He's going to come in? Okay,
yeah.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Explain.
Just through the curtain.
He is going to, do one of his running pounces onto Bonham.
Okay.
So let's see. I gotta make a attack here.
Is there a save on that too?
Only
if the attack hits?
Only if the attack hits.
Gotcha.
So it did hit. I rolled another 19, so that's 23 to hit.
Okay, that does hit.
So Bonham needs to make a DC save.
A save of what?
Strength. Sorry.
Strength. He fails. However, he utilizes one of his legendary resistances and chooses to save instead, and pushes the Shenzabon aside. I know where you're from.
Okay, well, Shenzo will still get the claw attack
Yeah, he
since
still
he
gets the
didn't. Yeah, since he didn't make him prone, he doesn't get the bite attack, but he'll get the claw attack.
Yes, exactly. So he takes the claw attack and uses that.
Yeah, he's leaping
to
and like, yeah.
pushing him aside.
Only
Federer,
8 slashing.
Only 8 slashing. And then Federer, you're up.
Oh yeah, I got some stupid shit to do, John. I'm only about doing stupid shit.
You and me too, buddy. I'm right there behind you.
All right,
Boy.
you are here.
I think I've got the stupidest of stupid shit right here
Okay.
in
You
front of me with
You
Bonham.
don't. Trust me, you don't.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna run to the point of the balcony, right? And like my eyes will flare up and I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy and like a deep booming voice will well up inside me. Get ready to roll initiative like 750 times, John. And I will just say, wealthy of Sky Point. Here, let's see. I gotta get let's see, we'll figure this out. And I'll say, privileged of Sky Point. See here, Bonham the Corrupted, Demon Lich, has slain King Lugarius and now seeks to overthrow the entire city. To arms, all of you, to arms. He's brought you here to die. Defend yourselves, all of you.
Oh my.
You're up towards the top of
damn
the
it.
balcony.
Yeah, and just booming out into the crowd.
Oh, all these privileged motherfuckers are going to be like, peace, and try
So
and
they'd
run
already-
away.
Yeah, but a lot of them have bodyguards.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully.
I'm putting their like the general crowd initiative at 20, and since you're above that, let's add them here.
I mean, I'll roll, if you want me to roll persuasion, John, I'll roll the persuasion check. I'm happy to do it.
Why the hell not? Let's do it.
All right. It's a 16 on the die, John, plus 7. That's a 23.
Nice. You don't need to do too much more convincing. You are stirring up the crowd, and on their initiative, they're going to start panicking. As things have been disrupted, there's been a lot of commotion, explosions, and unnatural shit has happened. They're
Okay.
already concerned. They're primed. They're primed and ready for your message. And yeah, things are about to be like Black Friday storm in the Walmart.
I'm just like, and I will turn, and I'll just keep yelling, but I'm keeping what's her nuts in my like peripheral. Mm-hmm. Be like, fight for yourselves, fight for your very lives.
All right, which ends your turn, bringing us to the usurper Bonham.
Gotta control the narrative when you can.
He is
Well,
going to.
hopefully I managed to rid him of all legendary actions.
Well, that legendary action
For that
reset
round.
every round, yeah.
Fuck.
But he is going to, not breaking his gaze from you, Taslinn, he's going to speak out of the side of his mouth a little bit in Nax's direction and say, I think this is over for you. And he says a string of something in a dark, deep, forgotten language
Oh, no.
and utters power word kill
No!
against Nax. And since Nax is under 100 hit points, you see him. He's like, "What?" Oh, and just blood spurts out.
There's no save?
Not
No,
against
That's
power word kill.
kill.
This is 9th.
And I couldn't have stopped it even with
Oh,
counterspell.
He collapses and crumples as if every part of his body has died. Bone, marrow, tissue. He crumples.
I am going to scream. I'm not actually going to scream to save the ears of the viewers, but listeners, viewers, listeners. But yes,
And
I scream.
as you scream, he walks around you, willing to take any opportunity attack to start walking out of the room. Contented. He looks at you as he does so and just steps over on Nax. Steps long and hard as he walks past. And then just doesn't take you very seriously.
Well, I'm gonna make him take me seriously. Because I have to wait to do the other thing that I want to do until my action. So, yeah, I will...
Pile of meat.
Now
I know he's probably going to continue to ignore me. I don't fucking care. But I will... Oh, do I want to use Cass? Or do I want to Eldritch Blast him? I'll use Cass. I'll do another two-handed swing into him.
Okay.
That is a nat 20. At least you're nice.
Nice.
It's making up for the ones that I've been rolling. It's making up for the ones I've been rolling. So he'll take 33 points of damage as my attack of opportunity. And I'll just have to wait. So does Power Word Kill, like, reduce him to 0 or completely just auto-neg?
According to it, utter a word of power that can compel one creature you see within range to die instantly. If they have 100 hit points or fewer.
God damn it, John. God damn it, John!
He convinced his body.
Okay.
Bonham explained, told his body to die.
Okay.
And every part of it died.
Okay. I'm gonna try it.
And so what was the damage again on
33, I think.
33, and that was just a sword attack?
Yeah.
Okay.
From Cass. So
He stumbles a bit, gets down on one knee, and you notice that there's some wear on his body.
So I'm this swing actually, as he's going past me, I'm going to kind of I'm going to reverse Cass in my hand. So the blade is pointing towards the elbow, and I'm going to kind of press it into his side as he is coming past me, and have extra oomph from my arm. So I'm cutting into my own arm to force Cass into his body and then through his side.
Okay, as part of that attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, he stumbles and grasps onto the sword. And so he's stopped from moving too far away from you. And after your turn, he's going to use all his legendary actions for this round.
Okay, because that was just the attack of opportunity.
Never mind. Then he won't. His turn is done. So then that leaves us to this fair mother, Aphrodite. I lost my place. So yeah, no, he's got the sword in there and he is ready to go. But he's starting to look really rough.
John, I just texted you something. I don't know if you saw it or not.
I did see it.
Oh, okay, cool.
I did see it. What is this lady going to do? She turns to you, Feder. You're very disturbing. Why don't you go back to where you came from? And is going to cast banishment on you.
This might work. What kind of save is it?
I gotta double check it because even though I just used it a bunch of times,
It's a charisma saving throw.
yeah, charisma saving throw.
Not my highest. See you later, gang. We've done enough countering this. This is definitely not going to happen. Oh, maybe.
Oh, 15 on the die.
15 plus 3, 18. 18.
Spell save was 17.
Yeah!
Yes!
Holy fuck, I thought I was gone.
Oh, boy.
Her demeanor, her wreathed fire demeanor that was so sneering, tilts her head and is confused that this didn't work.
kick her off the balcony.
And that's her go. The crowd is on the same initiative as she is. They're starting to stand up, freak out, and flee towards the lobby. They're starting to flee the thing. The actors are off stage. They're running too. Some are hopping in their mermaid get up.
There has to be some bodyguards and shit in there, though. Like, there has to be some...
Bringing us to Yusuf.
John, I have a very important question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more about the inside of this beautiful space. What do the ceilings look like? Are there chandeliers?
Yeah, I would say that help with the shimmer and reflectiveness, because there's I know the map doesn't show it, but the translucent bottom will shine up into the chandeliers and hit the different crystals and refract off in different ways.
Cool.
So yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Is there a central line? Are there 2 lines of chandeliers? Are there 3 lines of chandeliers going down towards the stage? Like, what's the spread of chandeliers across the ceiling?
2, 3.
2, 3?
2 or 3, yeah.
So we're 120 feet away from Taslinn right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're spreading that out, that would be 0, 40, 80, 120. So if there's 2, I'm guessing if they're evenly spaced, they'd be about 40 apart.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Here comes the dumb shit. Yusuf is going to see what's happening, because it's kind of hard to miss, I'm guessing, unless you want me to roll a perception check.
No, enough has lit up, and right into you did manage to see Taslinn stab him.
I mean,
Nax go down.
And I screamed pretty loud.
Yeah, and she screamed
Just
really loud.
for viewers, a very loud no.
Okay.
Movie quality.
Oh, yeah. Crane shot overhead. It's raining for some reason inside.
Yusuf is going to... he looks at Fee and is like...
Yeah, she has just entered. I've moved
You're very talkative, miss.
Yeah.
Are you throwing a fit right now?
So she's in there with you now. And like, wow, you killed them with your bare hands. Go ahead.
He points across and he points at Feder. He's like, he might need help. I'm going there. And he runs back 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to dash forward and run and jump off the balcony towards the chandelier, pulling his rope of entanglement as he goes and flinging it towards the chandelier. And it's an inanimate object, so I don't think it gets a save versus the DC, so I'm guessing it entangles.
No, yeah.
So
you're gonna swing from one to the other.
Yep. 16 on the die for athletics. That's a 22.
22.
So I run, jump, I dash. My movement's 30, so 20 plus 20 is the 40 that I need to get there. Swinging me through. The rope's 20 feet long, and I'm going to detach and reattach with my actions. So that's 20 plus 20 that gets me to the other chandelier, and I swing through full length, and I'm going to release the rope so that I can...
So you'll be kind of in midair during this.
Are we getting an oh?
No, he doesn't say a word. He doesn't say a word.
So this
because right now Bonham is not looking towards him.
Yeah. He yeah, you're not all the way there yet. We have to see what happens as we get around to it. But I mean, this does bring us to Fee, who it's like eyes go wide, but she's gonna run to the edge of her balcony and do a quick look, see Feder engage with somebody. She can't reach far enough for that. She can't reach Bonham from where she's at, but she's just awe and like she's filled with awe. It's like, yeah, you and me later. But then looking down to see her nephew fighting against someone who's wreathed in flame, and there's a moment, and she's gonna try and do magic missile on her, which I think those are they just hit.
Yeah.
Correct.
So that's the 6 darts. 4s across the board. This is great. My math. Jesus. Okay. It must be evening time, my math. 22 damage worth of darts. Magic missiles. Feather, you see. Shoot up from Fee. And hit Aphrodite directly in the chest. And they hit true, and they hit for a lot. And she screams in pain. And Taslinn, you're next. Although, before you go, holding onto your sword, Bonham's going to use his only legendary reaction this turn. The only one because it costs him a lot. And Constitution saving throw.
Not great. 10.
21 necrotic damage as Disrupt
Yikes.
Life vibrates off from him in ripples. And he looks back at you and smirks as your turn begins. And he says, "That's all you got."
Oh, as my turn begins, and he's smirking at me and everything like that.
Yeah, and he's still impaled on your
Yeah.
sword. He's holding it.
Well, he's not. I didn't impale him. It's kind of like going through his side.
Okay. He's at least let it pierce him and hold on to it.
Yeah, because I've got it kind of like in a twisted grip. And like along my arm. So I'm gonna just look at him and go, "Fuck you," and like finish slicing it through him and actually completely ignore him, go to Nax next to him and just be like, no, Nax, and I'm like slapping him on the face. No, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna marry anybody else. No, and I'm gonna try and do Spare the Dying.
Okay.
So
What is
and
that? What is the conditions
all
of
it
that?
does is like,
Because the question is, Spare the Dying stabilizes, correct?
yes.
So in this case, it's instant death. He has failed
Yeah.
all saving throws at once, and
I totally understand, but
Okay.
this is what she's gonna do because it's very like, I did not become an avatar or a scion or whatever the fuck it is of the Raven Queen for you to die. Yeah, so that's Spare the Dying.
And as you cast it, and you know it's not nearly enough, but you've had all these thoughts working around in your mind. His arm does slump, and you see that the ring on his hand is a bit loosed, but it is also a bit more vibrant.
Fucking hell, John.
Then you remember it being much more more full of luster, more polished, more.
All right, so yeah, I will kind of like have my moment, and then very lightly like pull the ring off his finger and pocket it as I'm like standing upwards, and I turn to face Bonham and I'm like, all right, you will pay. And it's very like I start kind of like gathering a spell in my hands.
Okay. Which brings us to, since Taslinn's near the end of this, and the other two are mostly gone, Feder.
Okay.
You saw the magic missile darts hit Aphrodite, and they do quite a bit of damage.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. How far am I presently to Bonham?
About 60... Well, hold on, because there's still some climbing from there. 60 if you were going directly to him, so maybe 80 if you're going to do some climbing.
Okay, so
it's a little,
so they're higher than the King's one?
sorry, no, a little bit lower than the King's one, so you're good.
Okay.
So you're still good on the 60, yeah.
Okay, so
65-ish to allow for some differential.
All right, so
downward movement.
I am going to turn back towards the house left boxes.
Uh-huh.
And with my voice still booming, I'll say to Aegis, the Githyanki, just in a booming voice, like, Aegis of House Temper, make yourself useful, and the Zavans will double your payment. And then I want to run around Aphrodite, almost like kip up over the chairs. I'm
Like
gonna,
that?
yeah, I want to get. There's a balcony around the same size in front of me, right? On house right.
Yeah.
I want to leap to that balcony. And while I'm in the air, when I feel like I'm in 60 feet, I am throwing one of the dragon tooth daggers at Bonham.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Make that attack.
Do you want like athletics or acrobatics to do any of this stupid shit that I always come up with, or
This one, since it's shifting downward a little bit,
Right.
I think you're fine. But anything going upward, I'm going to push it.
all right?
Because this is in a moment of a lot of happening at once. There's an adrenaline. You have a good,
Okay.
you have a decent skill going downward. If that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think there would be, unless the terrain was weirdly shifted and difficult and
Right.
breaking, that you would have too much difficulty kipping down.
So yeah, so I banana around Aphrodite. I vault off one of the chairs, like enough to just like one step off of the rail of the balcony, and then leap into the air towards the balcony below me, because I'm going to try to work my way around. But in the meantime, I'm going to try to get a dagger off, since, well, one, I have insightful fighting, and two, Taz is in melee with him.
Gotcha.
So-
Okay. Yeah.
Here we go.
What do we got here?
All right, so 14 plus, let's see, too many daggers. Plus 9 is 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, great. So,
Nice. Give me a lot of damage.
oh, that's so many ones. God damn it. That's
Fuck.
really, I'm so unhappy right now. That's so fucking brutal and stupid. All right, so 20 points of damage plus 3 points of acid damage as the like rough-hewn dragon tooth dagger just lodges into his back.
Nice. And Taslinn, you see the dagger lodge into his back, and he falls to both knees, but still very much smirking, and the smile is growing wider and wider. Feder, the crowd, by now is starting to crowd the door and brace against it and thrum against it. So far, there's been no structural damage below or anything cracked.
Right.
An oddly polite panic for the
Right.
nobility, but it's starting to get more as the back is starting to push into it. There's
Right.
a bottleneck there that's causing some problems. However, this is Bonham's turn next. He's on two knees. The physicality is starting to wear down and kind of fall apart. He smiles as wide as can be, and he just looks up at you, Taslinn. Let's do this again sometime. Holds against himself and plane shifts.
Ooh, I can't. No, fuck.
And by now,
I
Since
could
it-
try and counterspell that again.
he's doing it slowly enough to where you would.
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I'm gonna counterspell it.
Okay. Let's see. What is?
You're gonna have to roll for this one.
Yeah,
Probably.
this one I know. Since the other one
What
was an
level is it?
action. Plane shift is. Oh, where, I mean, where? But where the fuck was it?
Drew, I tagged him for another 25 damage when you were out.
Nice.
It is a 7th level spell.
Okay.
So then your counterspell works up to 4th level, and then anything past that needs to roll. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I have to roll against it.
Okay.
I mean, my spellcasting ability is pretty high.
What is the
I got a 19 on the die, John.
10 plus the spell's level? 17? Yes.
So it's a 19 on the die, and my spellcasting ability puts that at a 28.
Yes!
He goes, he smiles wide until he flits a little and remains as as his escape hatch was closed abruptly. And he raises an eyebrow. I see. And that's his turn, leaving us to the Aphrodite herself, who disappears.
Oh yeah. You're
But weirdly enough, disappears in a way that, for a minute, everyone blinks a little bit. Like, just a quick blink, split-second blink. Time feels later than it should be. And she's gone.
Okay.
And she leaves the fight, bringing us to Yusuf at the last part of his swing, which this is the where the rolls are going to be important. So now you need to do this roll again for completion. So this is a great maneuver.
21 athletics.
21 athletics.
Rolled a 15 on the die.
You land.
So I'm so sad right now because he's probably going to end up killing Bonham, which makes me very sad because I had this wonderful speech that I was going to give him before I shoved my sword down his throat, which I'm probably not going to get to do.
Well, I guess what are you planning on doing? Because this is, you both have the need for revenge on him. So I would say you would land. I'm gonna pull this up.
So we'll say, for the sake of the counter spell, as he's like trying to do that and everything like that, that spell that I was writing in my hand, I kind of like reach out and I'll grab his hand and be like, "You're not going anywhere," and then that's like part of my reaction.
Okay. So then, how much distance was left in your swing? Because you succeed in what you're getting to the balcony from swinging, but how much distance was left?
Well,
I think it was because you did. Two-thirds of the way. So it was like there's like 40, 50.
My locomotion ended, and it was literally the rope the rest of the way, because the rope is 20 feet long. It's 40 feet between chandeliers, so I swung halfway, detached and attached, swung halfway, and so now I'm going to be, like, I'm carrying the rest of it. Like, the momentum is throwing me the rest of the way.
Okay. So
my 21 athletics is me swinging with the rope to try and make the landing.
So,
which was the 21.
You land in a position to be able to make a choice, because you land pretty much flanking Taslinn, and she has just grabbed onto him, his arm. He had attempted to leave, and you notice he's on his knees, and she's holding his arm. You're flanking him. You both have a stake in this fight.
I'm like, because his hands were against his chest, like I've pulled myself close and I'm like almost face to face with him.
So, given the uniqueness of the situation, and Yusuf, Taslinn, you would be next other than Fee, and Fee is just running. I mean,
so Taz is up next before he goes?
No.
It's your turn, and Taz is immediately after you, given that Fee is basically running. You two are together. What I'm trying to say is, I'm going to allow for something that the two of you can do together if you wish to combine forces. Let's just say that there's one good hit left. This is a moment in time that you see that there's a wild look to Taslinn as she is holding the sword, and there's as parts of her are singed and burned with the fire that's around you guys, but not hurting you. There's just her clothes, her outfit is doing better than it probably should have.
And I'm sneering and very clearly in a conversation with him. And
yeah, so that is up to you. This is, honestly, there's nothing more that Bonham can do in this situation. You two have the next hits. This is flavor.
Hang on. Okay. He lands.
I mean, he
with
lands.
a thrum. And you see him reach for the sword as it appears in his hand, and because he sees Bonham, and then he sees Nax.
Yeah.
And he holds his swing. And if this motherfucker tries to do anything against her before she gets to go, he's gonna cleave him in two.
Okay. Somehow I don't believe it.
Action, holding.
Yeah. All right. So
Ready,
Taslinn,
action.
yeah, Fee is basically booking it. She's having a difficult time with the crowd, thronging through the lobby, but she's trying to make her way first to fed her, and then to you guys. So she's trying to catch up with you guys, and Aegis has left the box seat, but it remains to be seen where he is and what he's doing. He's out in the wild, but it is your turn.
Remind me for a second, what was the name of the lich that was taking over the Raven Queen? What was his name?
Vecna?
The whispered one.
The whispered one.
The whispered one. All right. So I'm going to let go of his arm, and I'm going to reach up, and with my free hand that doesn't have cast, I'm going to literally like pinch his chin and cheeks, you know, in that like grip. And
the skin feels weird. and yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not connected to the muscle?
Yep. So, and I'll just like look him dead in the eye and say, I have danced with the Raven Queen. I have walked through the Shadowfell. I have defeated the Whispered One. You're nothing to me. And then I'm going to make, I'm going to take Cass above him. Mm-hmm. And from where I'm like gripping, I'm going to start to shove Cass down his throat.
All right. Given that you're holding him, I wouldn't even suggest you roll.
More of a coup de grace moment.
Yeah. And you pin him to the ground by piercing the sword through him.
Mm-hmm. And as I'm like shoving it down, I'm still talking to him and being like, remember this. I will be coming for your others. And I just keep going.
And so another Bonham bites it. But not before killing the ever-loving fuck out of Nax. Seriously, power word kill is no joke. You know what else isn't a joke? Taslinn's wrath and retribution. You fuck around with her, and you are most certainly going to find out. And with that, I think it's time for me to leave this veritable bird's nest and get myself to safety. I'll be around later, with the guard detail, to tell you what happens next in these Demon Days.